Welcome to more Dirty and Nerds Racing League Specialtatin. Today, we only had half a week of racing, but nonetheless, the half that we did have was a pretty entertaining half. And well, I know that half a week of racing's coming a little bit late, but it's here nonetheless, and here in the lead is Cards and Fury. The Pink Panther's back and looking as fast as ever. In his, I don't really know if that's considered an SUV because it's a bit small. Honda Element is kind of boxy though, so I wouldn't really call it a crossover. I guess if it's anything, it's ugly, so I'll just call it an ugly utility vehicle, UUV. So as an out of lead, UUV is Mega Dark Lord 100 there, but there's a whole slew of uglies trying to wreck him. There's some uglies in there, and there's also a few Boxen. I guess the plural of boxes would be Boxen. The plural of ox is oxen, so I guess box would be Boxen, I assume. But nonetheless, that Boxen's pretty far in the back, but that is sort of kind of a Boxen in the lead there of Mega Dark Lord 100. And he's going to be boxing with other drivers from what it's looking like. The first of which is El Deuterino 44 there. Well, actually, ERE Fan 97 was hiding behind them. I couldn't even see his car behind there, and well, that happened. I don't know exactly who caused all that big mess of cars wrecking or UUVs wrecking, but nonetheless, that gets El Deuterino 44 in the lead there. The Honda Elements are by far the fastest in this race, but well, I guess the Boxen have a little bit of a chance because there are so many elements, they're going to try to wreck each other, and the Boxen are smaller, so I guess they could try to maneuver their way through the wrecking elements, but if you try to bond an element too much, something bad is going to happen, and well, these elements are getting bonded pretty cotton picking hard. Bonded with walls, bonded with Boxen, bonded with a whole heck of a heap of stuff. But as of now, El Deuterino 44 is not getting bonded so much, and his elements has, well, pretty much no lead, but a lead nonetheless. Doesn't matter whether you lead by an inch or a mile, lead is a lead, and now he's not in the lead. Not really too much of a move, but a good enough move nonetheless by JK Racing 20 here, and now his UUV is in the lead. There's another UUV right behind there trying to make a move on. Let's have the camera catch up here, and it does indeed. Our contender's trying to see if he can make a move there on JK Racing 20 Fury, but yet another UUV is trying to get in that pack there to try to get in second place. And Mega Dark Lord 100 there is going to probably try to make a move here because this is a prime opportunity, and he does indeed. So Mega Dark Lord 100 has a very, very slim lead over his teammate. And well, that lead is now gone. Cards and Fury, the Pink Panther is back in the lead there in his UUV. And there's a whole, well, I was going to say a whole group there trying to wreck him, and I guess they wrecked him. So now there's a whole group trying to wreck JK Racing 20 Fury, and Mega Dark Lord 100 looks like he has the best chance to do so. He's going into this turn pretty hot there, but so does JK Racing 20 Fury, so they both come out of it pretty much equal. So JK Racing 20 Fury retains the lead there. Nice move by both of them. Mega Dark Lord 100 did get a bumper on JK Racing 20 Fury, but JK Racing 20 Fury was still able to make the turn nonetheless. So they pretty much retain about equal speed and are still 1 and 2. JK Racing 20 Fury does have a little bit faster of a UUV though, but Cards and Fury seems to have the fastest, and he's coming up quicker than Lickety Split right yonder. Let's see if he can make a move around this turn, and he does indeed there. JK Racing 20 Fury goes in the wall there, and Cards and Fury goes in the lead there. But ERE Fan 97 in his box is trying to see if he can get the lead. That didn't exactly work, so that still gets Cards and Fury in the lead there. Let's see if anybody's going to try to make a move on the straight, or if they're just going to wait to dive bomb around the turn. But as of now, with it all three being teammates up there shouldn't be too much dive bombing. But there is actually a little bit there, and there's a little bit of sucking and driving going on. That gets JK Racing 20 Fury into second, but Cards and Fury has a pretty decent lead. As of now, it does indeed look like he has a pretty good advantage there, and well, there's going to be quite a bit of Sweavin in the back there. Some Wervin, some Weaving, some Sweavin, I guess you could say, and well, that's happening quite a bit there. I'd say as of now, though, JK Race 23 is going to have to do a lot of Sweavin to try to wreck Card Chandry, and it looks like he's going to have a good chance here. This turn is a good chance for everybody to get a big wreck, and well, everybody gets in a big wreck except for El Reno 44. He ends up in the lead there somehow or another, and there's only one more turn left to go, so if our contender or the rest of the lot's going to try to make a move, they're going to have to do it right now or not at all. It looks like it's going to be not at all. So El Reno 44 pretty much comes out of nowhere and takes the win. I don't know how he exactly got up there, though, folks, so let's watch just to see what truly did happen there. I don't know. That was, I guess, that big wreck just slowed everybody down, but we'll see just to make sure what truly happened there. El Reno 44 is pretty far back. He's in fourth or third, but nonetheless, he is with the leaders, so I guess the leaders wrecked each other. We're starting there, and now the Reno 44 goes to the outside, but it gets wrecked too, so he has nothing yet. I guess it's Card Chantry. Jiminy Cricket, he made Card Chantry fly. That's what did it. He made the Pink Panther fly. So, well, that was a pretty cotton-picking good move there by El Reno 44. He made the Pink Panther fly and gets his car flying in the victory lane. El Reno 44 gets the win for the Dirty Endurance Racing League, which is the best dirty league out there. Yeehaw!